Kijken of het lukt. TittyMag heeft een live video gestart. Ik zie nog niet of mensen dit zien. Ja, Abbey Hoes kijkt mee. Woehoe. She kijkt ook mee. Oké. Leuk.
Zie je.
Hi everyone. I'm almost gonna call Abby as well. We're doing the third Titty Talk this evening. From, well, this time till around 11:15. And we'll be talking with actress and singer Abbey Hoes, the amazing Rocky, and of course the last person we're going to talk to is Awura, the founder of Creative Women Collective. And we're talking about the deserted city. Because like if we look at today, the days we've been having, I think we spend a lot of days inside, indoors, but also the way we look at like the outer life, outside, outdoors as well. Hi everyone, nice to watch. And we're gonna talk about it with our 3 guests today. Thank you all for being here. Again, I'm gonna show you my amazing audience. Marije, hello. In a lovely outfit, yes. And the thing is, what we're all trying to do during our Titty Talks is trying to create a dialogue. So please respond. If you have any questions, just let me know and we're gonna try to answer them as well. And the first one I'm gonna have a little chat with is Abby. Yes. I'm gonna. Hello, Abby. Hello. I'm gonna wait for Abby. Yeah.
Hallo.
Hi.
Hoi.
Hoe gaat ie?
Goed en met jou?
Good. I'm gonna now do it in English because we're having an English conversation.
Yeah.
How do you feel these days?
I am actually feeling pretty fine. Can you hear me properly, by the way?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna change one thing. Yeah. Yes. Better.
Okay. Well, I'm actually feeling pretty fine. I just moved to my new place because I was in the middle of moving into a new home and then the corona happened.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling really good, actually. I just gave away my key and I'm now in my new place.
So you we're talking about the deserted city. So kind of like the difference between like living indoor nowadays and like normally spending time also outside, like going to the beach, well, visiting friends, even like having a cup of coffee at like your favorite coffee place.
Yeah.
And since Corona, like everything changed. So like you just told like you're living in a new place. Like, are you noticing you are even creating your new house even more like in a homier vibe because of all the Corona and
yeah,
spending
I
more
am.
on the door?
I'm actually cleaning a lot more. I had hours and hours to make sure this place looks the way I want it to, and so yeah, I guess I had a lot more time to do this the right way. So I now feel really at home in my place. But it was more difficult because there was actually not a lot of people I could call to help me move or do, or so I had to do a lot of it by myself, which took a lot more time. But then again, I did have all the time in the world because I'm not working right now.
What did you like? What do you think is a big difference now if we look at like spending our time or like doing stuff in a day? If you look at like the difference before, well, the Corona, call it like that, but like, what for you is like a different thing in your daily routine?
Well, the thing I find difficult is that a lot of days now look alike. They all look the same.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the hardest part of it because it feels like you're not really living.
Mm-hmm.
But the positive side of it is that you have a lot of time to do stuff you would normally not do. So today I made apple juice and I made homemade granola and things like that, which I would normally really not do. So I guess the biggest difference is that you have a lot of time to explore inside your house.
Yeah, yeah. And do you do you take a walk during the day or?
No, I really try to stay inside as much as possible. Because I was moving, I had to leave the house.
Yeah.
But then I just saw that as my little trip of the day to just move things from the one house to the other. So I didn't really take any walks. I grocery shopped like one time in the last 7 days or something.
Yeah, yeah. But like for you, because I think you're also someone who likes nature, who likes being outside. Is it difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty difficult. Even though I live right next to the beach, but then the beach was so crowded that it was actually not smart to go there. So I do miss going to nature.
Yeah. And like, is there something like that helps you like during those days, like your own, I don't know, something like you just told, like, and I saw it on your Instagram, amazing granola and like trying to create like new sorts of routines. But is there something that helps you when like perhaps you feel like a little imprisoned sometimes in your own house?
Yeah, well, what helps me is that I try to call a lot with people that I love and to just try and create new routines by thinking, okay, what is something that is important to me, but is something that I don't normally do or do the right way. So I'm trying to I took a small thing, which was easy to accomplish, and that was drinking enough water for the day, and I wrote it down. And then I thought, okay, what's something that's important to me as well? And that's good skincare. So now I made a skincare routine. So I try to take small steps, so don't put too much pressure on the things you want to be productive with or want to change or think of. You know, it doesn't have to be, oh, I need to learn a new language or I want to make a really amazing painting or else I'm not productive. You can be nice to yourself.
Because I hear also a lot of people saying like they almost are having like a FOMO, a fear of missing out, like because they instead of like missing out on a party or on a birthday or whatever, like missing out on like creating a new hobby or like even like painting a wall because they didn't paint the wall they already wanted to paint for like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
So there's still like a kind of a new FOMO, a new like fear of missing out, and like
oh, I need to be productive. I need to do things in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the key to all of this is probably to stay nice to yourself, to don't expect too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And because you just said like I only go out for like doing small groceries sometimes, but sometimes I don't even go out if I don't have to. Do you experience like a different feeling when you walk on the street? Like, how do you feel when you go outside?
Well, the thing that I noticed most is that people are trying to divide in two kinds of people, in my opinion, where you have people who are suddenly really bold and almost mean, like this guy who pushed me away from the counter at the grocery store, probably because he was really anxious or something. And then on the other hand, I've been talking to a lot of people in the streets who just wanted to make a little conversation about the weather or about the situation. So to me, it feels like you really see the street really reflects how people handle the situation.
Yeah, yeah. And even I think sometimes it can like, well, I even notice myself that I switch like a lot in vibes, you know. One day it can be totally different than the other one. So I think it's even normal that we kind of like trying to cope with what we are feeling right now, and everyone like experiences like differently, but also like expresses their feelings like differently again. So yeah, but still like pushing you away in front of the counter is just rude.
A bit rude.
Trying to grab the last whatever.
Yeah.
And for you, like, how important like is social media for you right now? Because it's a way of like connecting with each other, but also like being inspired as well. Like the thing we are doing right now. Normally we would like have had some normal conversation or a normal panel chat or whatever. But like, what's for you like? How important is it for you? Or is it like a blessing or a curse that we're busy with it more and more?
No, I think it's a blessing at the moment. Well, it's the curse is the part of the curse is that it's more difficult to put away your phone, which is also very important. But I think for me, with like the release of the song, it was a blessing because it was the only way to still promote something and to share something with a lot of people instead of the normal way, which is going to a TV show or the radio or something, which was not possible for me. And also I've made so many mood boards on Instagram.
Yeah, because like well, you just released your first song. Really cool, by the way. Is it like, did you already like, I can imagine you kind of had like a promotion, well, tour, like performances or anything. Did you have to like adjust a lot of, adjust your plan or like the way you wanted to release it or...
Well, yeah, in the promotional way, it did change a lot because we were planning on going to television shows to try and have people see it, but that was not possible anymore because that's all really in Corona theme. You know, all the shows are now really focused on talking about Corona, and I'm not a Corona expert, so so yeah, we did have to be a bit creative, but it's fine. I mean, everything worked out in the end. Yeah. And that's mainly because of Instagram too.
Yeah. And are you gonna plan like some, I don't know, perhaps this online performance or something?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
So we have to keep an eye on your Instagram account, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope so. I really love the song, and it's so beautiful because the video clip as well, I think it's also like beautiful and strange watching it at the same time, because there you see like the way like which is like normal, like hanging out with your friends, like walking in a field, and suddenly it feels so far away.
Yeah,
it's like
it does.
Also like beautiful and strange at the same time. I think it's kind of like shows us like what we want again.
Yeah. Well, I think it kind of tries to show, it tries to show what life is all about, just sharing love and laughter, and we have that all to look forward to. I mean, this will all pass eventually, and then we have all those loved ones again where we can just share those beautiful moments with. And I think it's also, the Corona is, well, it's obviously it's a tragedy and it's horrible. But there's also a silver lining where I feel that everyone is connecting on such a different level, where everyone suddenly takes time to really talk to each other and make nice gestures. Today I got flowers from someone who brought them to my doorstep to welcome me in my new home, and that's stuff that people normally wouldn't have the time for to do that, or to talk to each other for an hour on the phone, you know. And I think that sort of shit is beautiful.
And is there something you're looking forward to? Like, if we are, I know it's way too soon, but if we dream like in a positive way, and of course it's horrible what's happening right now, but like if we keep a positive mind, what is something you're looking forward to, like after this?
Well, I think I'm most looking forward to being able to travel again and to work again. That would be great. And also combining that to go back to the USA and make some more music and being able to see some family. And somewhere there's this little voice in my head that says maybe everyone actually learns something from all of this, which would be great to see what we can do for the environment and to see what we can do for each other. And try to implement that in our normal daily lives when we get that back.
I think that would be so amazing, right?
It would be.
Hey, Abby, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you as well and talking to you.
Yeah.
And if we see each other, I'm gonna hug you first, guys. If we can already.
Yay!
If we touch each other again, I'm gonna hug you. And I think it's like what you said. Like, let's keep a positive mind, and after this, we'll be able to see each other again. And like someone said, hug each other again. Everything. But for now, I think it's great to. Keep an eye, especially on your Instagram for new music or anything, but also keep on calling each other.
Yeah.
Doing whatever.
And have FaceTime wines.
Yeah.
Okay, well, have fun.
Thank you, and talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, okay, that was Abby, our first guest of the evening. And for people who are tuning in, we're doing this talk in English because the TittyMag is an English Instagram account. And we're gonna talk today on the theme inside and outside, because there is a lot of stuff is changing, of course, and we're spending more time indoors. So we're talking about what's changing for us, what's changing for you. So we're now gonna talk with our second guest, Rocky. And Rocky, she was a former soccer player, still is, by the way, and she's director of the Favela Street. I'm now going to check if she's already here. Let me. Yes. No. Yes. So if guys have any questions, just let us know, because we're doing an interactive conversation, of course. Yeah. Hello.
Hey.
It's so funny because it's kind of like I'm always happy when I see you, like if it's like coincidence on the street, but now it's like, yes, a person in the phone.
Yes, I understand.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Actually, really good. It's weird. I have to say that I have these days that I think it took me about 2 weeks to get like in this flow of, okay, this is weird. I need to get some work done. I don't have any work. Let's say I don't have any paid work. All of my projects are on hold. But I'm feeling better. Yeah.
But because like normally you travel a lot. I can imagine that everything is now postponed and cancelled, like what you said. Yeah,
and there were some major things that, or major for me, that we were working on, and so for example, I had to go to Tokyo for the Olympics this summer. So we all know that that's been postponed. Yeah. I'm the presenter from Eurosport. So that I mean, everybody's telling me like, yeah, it's getting postponed, so you have the gig, you'll just do it a year later, but we don't know how the world is going to look like over a year. I mean, we don't know how much money Eurosport has, because they don't have any live sports, they don't have any content, so they will definitely have a lower cash flow. So will they still be able to go with the same team? So that's difficult. And also yesterday I received an email from the Dutch embassy, because we were supposed to start a project in Sudan with Favela Street, a 2-year program. But yeah, that's also on hold because they don't know if they need the money to invest it in like Corona. If it goes down in Africa, of course the Dutch embassy supports that. So, and I totally understand that, of course. But it's been a few setbacks, yeah. So it was, and then that's when sometimes you feel good, and then you get a major setback, and then it's like, oh shit. But yeah, I'm a positive girl, so yeah, we keep it going.
And do you have a lot of contact with like the project you were working with on Favela Street?
Yeah. So I am talking to the kids in Curacao, in Brazil as well, in Haiti, and yeah, it's weird. Brazil is a weird story. I mean, the president of Brazil is making a mess at this. Well, not only at this moment. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I think that if it goes down in the favelas that we work in Rio, that we've worked in Rio, then it's gonna be crazy. So we talk to each other. The people in the favela they are worried, but also, they just do their thing. There are no measurements or any rules at this point. So yeah, and in Curacao they also have to stay in the homes. So I should have traveled there on the 11th of April to continue the project, but yeah. It's not happening.
So it's so strange. Like it's so necessary, but still it feels like what you're saying. We don't know in what kind of world we're going to, like, after this. Like, yeah. What will be like the normal situation after Corona? And it's way too soon to talk about it and think about it. But if we dream about it, it's like what you're saying. You don't know. Well, like how projects will turn out to be, what projects perhaps will be changing or will be adapting because of what happened during this period. So yeah, I can imagine it's kind of like, it's perhaps sometimes strange to think about like later on, or like do you think about like Favela Street or what you're gonna or planning to do in like longer term, or are you like taking it day by day?
Yeah, it's as you say, it's difficult because you don't have any control over this. So that's the thing, is that I do try to focus on the things that we can still do. I mean, there's a lot that we can still do. So there, behind the scenes, I'm working on the methodology, the measurement tool for the Favela Street projects, working on the website. These are things that I just couldn't get it done because I was traveling a lot. I was super busy, and to be honest, I was a bit on my edge. I had this twitching eyelid for months, and I was like, okay, this is a sign. I need to I need to take some rest, and now it gives me the time to reflect. It gives me the time to rest my body and soul, but it also gives me time to do work that is important for the future of Favela Street. So yeah. We need to focus on. Is there a way like? Sorry, you go.
No,
go on. No, go on.
No, is there like a way that we can help right now? Because like you're saying, you're changing stuff and also thinking about stuff on Favela Street. Is there a way that we can help? Like, we can help from our like sofas in our living rooms or whatever. Like, how can we do something?
Yeah, good question. To be honest, I haven't really thought about that. Like, how can we? I have been thinking like, can we do some like exercises for the young people that are at home? For example, if we would do like a fundraising, I think like the priority of people is somewhere else. So it's weird. I don't have an answer on that question. It's a good question to think about though.
Yeah. And is there like like for you, like outside, I also talked about it with Abby, like, the way we live, like indoor and outdoor, is like really different, or for some people, not for everyone, but for some people. And I can imagine for you as well, because you're someone who's like active outdoor, like on Favela Street, but also I saw you like walking last week on a distance in the park as well. Like, is there, how big is the difference for you personally, like being indoor instead of like spending more time outside?
I think that it's kind of funny because I'm a freelancer and I am used to working at home in my pajamas. Going outside with my pajamas, doing my grocery shoppings. I mean, I live right across the supermarket, and so that's not any different. I'm also used to doing these video calls because I work, for example, with the Nike team in Paris. I work in all these different countries, so I'm kind of used to it. But the thing is that, of course, the traveling and the speaking for an audience, that's I do miss that, the interaction with people, and so that's the biggest difference. Girlfriend is coming home. No, it's okay.
And like, is there something you and I also said to Abby, it's too soon to talk about after, but if we think about after this, and we don't know how long it's going to take, but is there something you can already say, perhaps you want to keep in your routine, or something that is a big difference from what you did before?
Well, I have to say that I don't have any problems with doing my exercises and eating right. So I do not have that cravings, like I'm bored, I'm going to just stuff myself with all this bad food. So I think that that's a good thing to keep up. But also, I think this is going to be a learning point or key moment for everyone all over the world. Like, what do you learn from this? And looking back, is maybe a bit weird to talk about, but like a year ago, my father passed away, and he told me that you always have to focus on the things that you do have in life instead of the things that you don't have, or the experience that you did have instead of the experience that you're not going to have. So I can focus on, shit, I should have gone to Curacao, or shit, I should have gone to the Olympics this year. Or I can just say like, hey, I have all these other experiences that I already have, and I can focus on the freedom that we still have here in the Netherlands. Although it's, of course, difficult, we can still go outside. I mean, I still have a roof, and I still have food and all of these things that a lot of the young people that I work with don't have. So, I think that we will all, and just like Abby said, we will all learn a very important life lesson from this, I hope. I know I do. So.
Okay, and you said like you have still are in good contact with like the people you work with in Favela Street. Do you worry about their situation right now?
Yes, of course. It's something that you think about on a daily basis, and I do have a extra focus on the countries of Sudan, Brazil, and Haiti, and Curacao, of course. Just to see like how is it going. Talking to the people in Paris as well, where I do a project. So it's it is a concern, of course, and I just hope that that they will learn from the things that we didn't do right here in Europe and in other countries, and I hope that the people in these countries take learnings from that.
Yeah. And I want to ask you one last thing, but is there like also like an advice you can give people who do feel like sometimes a bit like they're being like the walls are like coming towards them, or they feel a bit like suffocated or whatever bad feeling you can also feel when you spend a lot of time at home? And even though in Holland, but also there are a lot of people listening from other countries, but like we still have like FaceTime, Instagram, a roof, food, like what you said, we're having houses and safe places we can spend our days, like these days. But is there something you could give as like an advice, or something that can help people when they feel a bit like down or
Yeah.
in a good vibe?
Yeah, I think the things that I just said about like focus on the things that you're still able to do, and it's difficult, but try to stay positive in that way. So focus on these things like, okay, I can still have control over certain things, because you can still have control over over certain things. But I think one other tip that I just used a week ago was the house party app, where we did a party, and we listened to a live DJ set from DJ Irwan, and he gave a party on Saturday, and we just tuned in with like 6 or 8 of our friends, and really we danced like 2 hours long, and like the next day we had a bit of a hangover. We were like, oh my god, we had an actual party. So yeah, that's a tip for me. Like trying, get your friends together, get a drink, or get the music on, put on your nice clothes, and just do a party. And for me, that worked like really well. We were like, okay, we're gonna do this every weekend. So yeah, Saturday we have a party again, and that's just a simple thing, but that's nice to do with the social media and with all of the screen time, because it's going through the roof. But so the house party app, download it and do a party.
I love it. I also did like a little party with my audience, Marije Boomsma, who is my only audience in the room. Yeah.
Whoop whoop. Not working out? No.
But it's so funny because like we had like a wild Saturday night together with the two of us, also doing a live stream, and like a really nice and horrible playlist all in one. Yes, on Spotify.
Yeah, it's perfect
as well. It's amazing.
That's perfect.
But thank you so much.
But yeah.
And let's have a walk with like 2-meter distance or anything, or like
see each other in Erasmus Park.
And
yeah,
exactly. And hope to see you very, very.
Da-da-da. We're still. We got bumped out. We're live again. I'm waiting till Marije says yes, we're live. Yes, we're live again. We got bumped out. I'm gonna get Awura back in the game. Awura. Yes, we're back in the game.
We are back. No technical difficulties are going to stop us.
Not at all. If Instagram is popping out, I keep on trying till it gets in. Hi, everyone, for watching again. Great. Hello. But so a lot of stuff changed for you as well.
Yes. As I was explaining, a lot of my daily life was revolved around being in connection with people.
Yeah.
Organizing events, hosting events, presenting at events. And now I'm in the house 99% of the time, which is crazy. I am okay with being by myself. I live by myself. I'm okay with that. Yeah. But I definitely miss being in contact with people, sharing ideas, brainstorming, organizing events, because that's what gives me a lot of energy. And now I have to search for energy in other things.
Yeah, because how do you you're someone who loves also being in contact with others. Like, in what way do you how do you manage in a day that you're surrounded by your walls? And of course we can do a lot of FaceTiming or whatever, but I can imagine that's difficult sometimes as well.
Yes, and on the one hand, this crisis gives the opportunity to focus on reflection, to really embrace the silence, and to focus on doing things which you haven't been able to do before because you never had enough time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, connection is incredibly important for all human beings, introvert or extrovert.
Yeah.
And I'm now discovering new ways to be in connection with my family, with my friends. Past weekend, one girl from my team and we attended a party organized by The Wing with a DJ, and it was so much fun. So
where was it?
It was a DJ from The Wing who was playing music on Zoom.
Oh my God.
On the Zoom app.
Yeah.
And we were both listening to the DJ together, chatting, and then listening to the DJ, and then dancing, sharing videos with each other. And it was so crazy. It was at such a big difference. The DJ was in New York. My friend lives in Purmerend. And we were not together, but still we were together. And I've never experienced anything like that before this crisis. So there is, like, yeah.
It feels like we're more like, we're way more in the moment. Like, of course, like we're, and I know this is like a privileged way, and also like that we can say this, living more in the moment, because we do have like, most of us have like safe houses and like homes where we can stay in. We have like a roof above our heads.
That's right.
Like, we have all this like technology we can use, but like in these days that we were all complaining about, like, yeah, life goes too fast and I don't have time for people, and it feels like, and of course there is a lot of horrible stuff which is going on right now, but there's also something that we can hold on to during these times, and I think that is like living in the moment with each other and like feeling that community vibe even more and more.
Yes, we have. We're experiencing the darkest of moments, but also the brightest of moments, because we are forced to be in the present. And I believe in the present moment, you are at your most powerful. And I mean, I can imagine if you have children and you hardly see your children, and now you have the opportunity to connect with them on a level which you haven't been able to before. That's a great plus. But on the flip side, obviously, you're scared for your parents, for your neighbors, maybe also for yourself, with regards to the illness. So it's really double-sided this time. Yeah.
Because like, how do you, because I know you're spending a lot of time inside, you don't go outside, almost not at all. If you do go outside, how does it feel for you? Because like what you've been telling us, like you're someone who spends a lot of time like traveling through the city, through the country, visiting people, agencies, companies, because also of your company, Creative Women Agency and Collective. Do you feel different to the outside now?
I do, Cathelijne. And the thing is, what I've realized is that when I was outside, I was always on my way to go inside. Yeah. I was always on the road to be inside. I was never outside to be outside, almost never. Yeah. And I think as a child, I was outside with the intention to be outside. And now when I go for a bike ride or maybe for a jog, which I do once or twice a week, I am really enjoying like every flower, every tree, everything is like making such a big impression on me because it feels special. And before I was not even paying 100% attention I was taking everything for granted outside basically, and always on the go to the next destination instead of just being in the present moment.
Yeah. Someone is asking, are you feeling unsure about making future plans?
I mean, the future is always uncertain. So making plans is always a risk and always a challenge. But actually what I'm thinking about right now is thinking about what is this moment teaching me, teaching the world, and what can I do to contribute to a better world where a crisis like this doesn't happen. Yeah. And I don't know the answer, but I think if we all try to figure out a little bit together, we will figure it out as a collective.
Yeah. Because is this something I also asked the other ladies tonight, but is there something you like an adjustment or like a new habit you want to keep after this? And after this is like very difficult, like the same as the future question to like consider. I need people. Thank you. Good answer. Thank you for the compliment. But is there something you perhaps you want to keep as a new habit?
Yes. What I would change after Corona is definitely to do less and to achieve more, because I'm now experiencing the freedom and the liberation of a minimal lifestyle where everything is limited to a minimum in terms of the activities which you're able to execute. But when you are executing, you're 100% in a moment, and that results in a higher quality of work. And I'm also exploring a lot of creative hobbies of mine, which I've had as a child. I'm rediscovering it.
Like what?
And I've like drawing, like cooking, taking pictures of myself. And those were always things which I was always telling myself, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to make some sketches. I don't have time to experiment with recipes. I'll just make the same thing which I make every day.
Yeah.